Burger, the General Store on 24 in Lewis.
All right, so I found this clip from TikTok, and I'm going to play it,
Okay.
and I want you to know if you agree, disagree. It's about men and women and breakups, all right? Here we go. Oh, hold on.
On men. And I'm not just
Let me start this over. Hang on. Here we go.
are definitely harder on men. And I'm not just saying that. Studies back this up. And
Breakups
I'm
are
about to-
harder on men.
Breakups
Studies
are
show
harder?
that men are more emotionally invested in relationships. And there's not much of a difference between men and women in infidelity in relationships. Men tend to not have so much outside support. Normally when they're in relationships, they're confiding in the person that they're with. Women, on the other hand, tend to confide into their friends, family, and other support systems. So men don't have that sense of support on the other side of the relationship. It also tends to be harder for a man to decide to be in a committed relationship. So when he's in it, he tends to take it very seriously. Women are also more likely to seek out other supports like therapy in order to process through the breakup. So y'all, let's stop the stereotype. Relationships matter to men. Men do feel pain. Men's emotions and feelings matter too.
Agree, disagree.
I don't know. She was a little all over the place.
Well,
I'm
it's all
trying to,
about-
like, keep it in order. I get some stuff I do agree with. Some stuff I'm like, I don't know if I agree with that 100%.
Okay, well, I'll play it again because it is, a short clip or whatever, and you tell me what you agree with
Okay.
and what you don't agree with. Here we go.
Y'all, breakups are definitely harder on men. And I'm not just saying that.
I don't know if I agree with that
Studies back
100%
this
that they're just harder on men, because I know some women that are even like right now
Right.
just having such a hard time. And it's been over a year. One girl that I know, it's been over 2 years. And she's just having the hardest time.
Like not getting over.
Yeah. And she looks at pictures and she goes through every anniversary and she goes through every date and she just is still attached.
And I'm about to tell you why. Studies show that men are more emotionally invested in relationships.
Do you agree with that? No.
I think both.
And
both.
there's not much of a difference between men and women in infidelity in relationships.
That's true.
Men tend to not have so much outside support. Normally when they're in relationships, they're confiding in the person that they're with. Women, on the other hand, tend to confide into their friends, family, and other support systems.
I'm half on that one. Because
Women
me personally,
talk to friends more than men do.
yeah,
about
like
things.
I don't
Men hold it in and don't really confide in other men about.
I don't know. I think relationship
some do.
stuff. I don't know. I think the couple keeps it like private. I don't know. That's just
I think
me,
people.
though.
Yeah, but when
I
people are
think
broken up, they
others-
need somebody to talk to,
I
and
think
then they
others, say more than I do personally. But
But if people break up and they need somebody to talk to, they go and talk to their friends.
and family. Okay. All right.
So men don't have that sense of support on the other side of the relationship. It also tends to be harder for a man to decide to be in a committed relationship. So when he's in it, he tends to take it very seriously.
So, like,
So when
here's a
he's
good
in it,
example.
He takes it very serious.
Here's a good example. When a man and woman break up, a woman has that more. And I'm not saying men don't. I'm just saying, like, in certain scenarios. So, a woman would have that support system where if you could go to a girlfriend of yours and sit up for hours and have a girls' night and talk and comfort each other, whatever. Mm-hmm. Or she could comfort you because you just broke up and you're in your feelings and you're upset or whatever. A guy, if he goes to his boy, he'd be like, "Man, why are you pressed over that girl? Let's go to the game. Man, come on, let's just go to the bar. Why are you pressed over a girl? Why are you whipped like that? Come on, let's go." Like that, it's a difference because
Is
a girl would understand and talk and
I don't know.
whatever.
I think if you
And-
have like a true friend, again, I don't know, everybody's different, but if you
no,
have,
I'm not saying in all situations,
if
but
men
for the,
have like a true friend,
Yeah.
a true man in their life, other men, we're not talking how you just said it, but if you have a true person or more than one,
then
in
he
your
can be
life.
that shoulder for the other man to cry
Yeah,
on. Okay,
yeah, of course.
Now I agree with
you
that.
have to have somebody who has your back.
I
now,
do.
not you personally.
Yeah,
I'm just saying in
but
general.
you got to have somebody who has your back. But guys tend to look at having your back in
Well,
a
then
different
you
way
need
than
new
women.
friends.
Women are also more likely to seek out other supports like therapy in order to process through the breakup.
Yeah, so women will say, "All right, I need to go to really talk to somebody professionally," and men are like, "Nah,
Then, well, okay.
I don't need to do that."
All right.
So, y'all, let's stop the stereotype. Relationships matter to men. Men do feel pain. Men's emotions and feelings matter too.
I do agree with
I
all
agree
that.
with all that too.
All right, so there
Yeah,
you go.
of course. I do agree with all that.
Let's see. Andrea says, "I don't know that it's harder on men. Some men, more men are narcissistic personalities. I don't know if more men are than women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What are your thoughts? Thoughts and comments. Question of the day. Let's go. 302-858-5117. Are breakups harder on men than they are women? Do women have better support systems than men do? You know, what do you think?
Good morning, Power 1017.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Hey,
Hi.
JB, what up? You got a comment?
Yes, I do got a comment.
Go ahead.
As far as relationships, a support system for men, it's like you were saying, Bill. Men, they're not going to thrive on it. I mean, it might hurt them because I think men get more butt hurt over stuff like that than they tend to put out.
Right.
It does affect them a lot because men aren't really that in touch with their emotions. So when it hits them, it hits them. But I'm sorry, Jessica, men not going to sit there for hours and hours dwelling over nothing like that.
What do you mean
Bill,
over
that-
nothing? If
He's
you're
not-
invested and if you're in a committed relationship,
It
there
is
has
something.
to be someone there
Well,
that you have that is that go-to person. If you don't have one, then get better friends.
Okay, hold up.
I mean,
No,
I'm
you know
not
what?
saying it like, oh, don't worry about that girl. Oh, you only been with her for a couple weeks. But if you're invested and you've been with somebody for a few years in a committed relationship, and you got somebody trying to tell you, oh, just blow that off. Oh, let's go to the bar. Then
Okay.
that's not a good
No,
friend.
hold
That's not
on,
a good
JB.
friend.
JB, I
I didn't
happen.
mean to set you
in-
off.
no,
I didn't mean to set
but
you off.
no. I'm saying to
We're
you,
talking serious
in this situation,
stuff.
in
We're
this
talking
situation,
serious relationship.
I happen to agree with Jess.
We're talking, committed here.
I'm gonna write a book about relationships because I've seen I'm on it. But honestly, two guys are not gonna sit nowhere. I'm sorry. I mean, in a marriage, whatever. You may talk about it for like a hour or so, whatever. But we are not going to huddle up and sit there and have a guys' night, and that's all we're going to talk about. That's not going to happen. We're going to talk about it. Your guy got your back, and he's going to say, whatever. You got guys that's going to comfort each other, yes. But we're not going to sit there and dwell over it all night long. It's not going to happen, period.
Because the guy's
But
going to say,
you're also
look,
not getting
hey,
over a relationship in one night either.
hey, look, the guy's going to say, hey, I got something to get your mind off of it.
Honestly,
I got something to get your mind off of it.
They will say that. I mean, it might be like, hey, man, let's take a drink. Hey, man, bring a beer. Hey,
Yeah,
man, let's
yeah.
play some Madden. Let's
Yes,
watch a game.
yes,
Let's
I
do this,
know
or
all
let's go
that.
somewhere.
I agree
Let's
with
run
all
some food.
that.
Let's let off some steam. Let's go to the gym and work out. Let's let off
Right.
some steam. But we're not going to sit there and talk about it because women like to gossip. Let's just put it where it is. Women like to talk.
And
They
I
will
know
talk
a lot
about
of men that do too.
I like to talk too, but I can tell you this: I'm not going to spend a night, or I'm not going to spend a whole night just talking about that or just dwelling on that because I'm not saying you got to move on, but what I'm saying is your mind. If you stay in that zone as a guy, it's going to be bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do something else with your mind because I think for men, they will dwell on it more. They will do a lot of crazy stuff, or they will act, a certain way or whatever. But if they let it get to them, so I think guys, as a guy, an ego thing because our egos are bigger.
Right.
The ego thing, you won't allow that, especially in front of another guy. You won't allow that. That's not gonna happen. You're not gonna sit there and do that.
Why? You don't want to look like a punk.
Pretty much. But I mean, don't get me wrong. That's something because like I said, I got a friend now that was married 17 years. Man, guy was married 17 years, wife, 4 or 5 kids, and he going through it.
Yeah.
Like I ain't never seen a guy go
Right.
through it like he's going through it. He's going through it.
He split up.
Yeah, and he going through it.
Are they in a
And I mean,
process of like you think they might try to work this out, or are they in the process
he's
of
not- he's done.
separating?
He's
Okay.
done. He's done.
Did
And
she
I mean,
cheat on?
rightfully so.
Did
I
she
agree
cheat
with her.
on him?
Huh?
Did she cheat on him?
Cheat or he cheated?
No. Well, from what I understand, he had been doing it for a while. They were high school sweethearts.
Okay.
And she hadn't worked in a long time,
Mm-hmm.
so she was always in the house, and you know he did whatever he did at several times or whatever. From
So
what I
what's he
understand,
upset for?
was he upset for?
Yeah.
Because now he knows. Because basically, when in a situation like that, I feel as though when you're in a control of a situation and you lose that control, then that's when it's detrimental. And that's when I say, well, guys get butthurt over stuff. Because it's like, dude, you've been doing all this stuff, cheating, doing this, doing that. The moment you think your girl cheated on you, she might not have. But the moment she talked to somebody else, you're going crazy. That's a guy thing. I mean, it's not rightfully, I ain't saying it's right, but that's how it is. It's like, I can do it, but you can't. As soon as you do it, I'm going to flip. Like, I'm going to lose my mind. And that's pretty much what he's going through. And then when you realize, oh, she ain't playing. She's done. She's gone. Now you're crushed.
Is
Now
his
you're crushed.
are you his shoulder? Are you his
I
shoulder
have
to
been.
cry?
I have been his shoulder, 12:30 at night, call me,
See?
up to 1:30.
See?
Wow.
Like
You're
I
a
said,
good
it's been
friend.
happening.
You're a
It's been
good friend
happening.
for that.
And I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, and then, you know, they get together, and then he's being still, you know, he's still upset and stuff. So he's, you know, if stuff don't go his way, he gets mean to her and this, that, and the other. And I have to step in like, look, bro, you're making it worse. You need to stop. It's not going to happen in front of me.
Yeah.
The reason is you're pushing her away when you should just be chill, but he can't. It's like his mind. He just don't know what to do
Yeah.
because he has no control. And that's the part, that control. You can't control the scenario. You have to allow it to happen the way it's going to happen. And while you're trying to control it, you're making it worse. And she's getting meaner and meaner and meaner. And now she's at the point where she's like, it's done. And that's his fault.
Well,
Yeah.
That's totally his fault.
You ever do you tell him that?
Yeah. I told him that. I mean,
I mean, that's a real friend. You know, that's a true friend to tell him, you know, call him out when you don't feel that it's right. And, you know, I mean, let him know. Have you ever gotten in a situation where, you know, you're talking to him and you don't know what to say, or he just keeps repeating himself over and over and you're like, and then you're like, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And
Yeah,
it's
that's
hard
crazy.
because the first initial thing, as soon as I got the call and I hear the how upset, and the whole time we're talking, he's bawling, and I'm like, this dude at the point where he might do something to himself, like it's serious, and I'm just like, whoa, and so
That's a shame.
I would feel so bad if something happened, and I knew I could at least been there to talk to him or whatever to try to talk him out of it, or just give him somebody to talk to.
Are there
So,
kids involved that you said?
4.
Yeah, but I got like
Man.
5 total.
Man,
5.
That's a shame.
And they're younger. Yeah, they're younger. I believe.
All right,
Yeah,
JB. Well, look, I appreciate you checking in.
All right, man. You guys have a good one.
Hey,
and when
you
my
too.
book comes out, I want y'all to get a hold of it.
Your book. Your
yeah,
book.
your book, your
Yeah.
relationship book, right?
Yes.
Oh, look,
yes.
we got to bring you in. We got to bring you in and talk about it.
Hey, for real. Look, and I want you guys to have a little part in it too. So I'm gonna have to get with you guys too.
Hey, absolutely. Hey, thanks, JB.
Thank you so much.
Question of the day. You want to continue the conversation, you can definitely do that. You can text in 302-858-5117, or we might have time for a last-minute call. Also, if you want to, have anything discussed, question of the day, you can always email us.
Jessica at power1017.com.
All right, 7:58 coming up. We have Stacey Alexander after 8 o'clock. She has a company called The Creative Movement. The mission is to create a safe place for people to explore movement in our bodies. She believes in, dance, yoga, jumping up and down, whatever has the ability to bring us back to ourselves instead of constantly living in our heads. Love it.
That's
So
great.
also started a new program in Wicomico County Schools called Power, Pause, and Play, and we will talk to her after 8.
Hey, Delmarva, are you looking for more